Hello, hello, hello. I'm just going to do a little Periscope 101, some basic tips and tricks and things that I have learned about Periscope that I think are very helpful and will help some of you out as you begin to use Periscope more and more. So I am going to start off with 3 tips. So just 3 tips for you if you are a Periscope viewer. So if you are viewing this Periscope or any other Periscope, here are 3 tips for you. And then I'll do 3 little tips for you if you are the one actually giving the Periscope talk. So just little things that can really help you out. So thank you for jumping in. Hi, guys. So the first tip as a Periscope viewer, I know that some of you may have just seen the little hearts that Gwyneth sent flying by. You all have your own little color of hearts that correlates to the color next to your name when you log in. It changes your color for every scope, so you're not always the same color. But you send hearts just by tapping on the screen. And when, yeah, blue's my favorite color, so woohoo! So when you send hearts, it's just a way to let the person know that you like what they're saying or what they're doing. And it's just kind of a positive way to reaffirm without actually having to type in a full comment. So tip number 1 is to use your hearts when you like what the person is doing or saying. You send hearts again just by tapping on your screen. All right, tip number 2 is that you can share Periscopes. And sharing Periscopes is a great way to help grow the Periscope community. Periscope's a lot different than like Twitter or Instagram. It's harder to find people by searching, hashtags and things on Instagram and on Twitter. I'll just jump on and search a hashtag like, hashtag marathon training. Hashtag runner, and find tons of people and follow them that way. Click, 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 follow, follow, follow. You can't really do that on Periscope. So tip number 2 to build the Periscope community is to share Periscopes. If there's a Periscope you like or a person you think is good, on Android, you're going to take your screen, you're going to swipe up. On iPhone, you're going to take your screen and you're going to swipe left. Doesn't take you out of the Periscope. You still see what's happening, but when you swipe left, you now have an option that says right under the title of the scope, share scope. And you can just share it to all your Twitter followers, or you can share it to all your scope followers. So number 1, tap for hearts when you like what someone's doing. Number 2, either swipe up if you're on Android or swipe right if you're on iPhone, and it brings up a screen where you can, at the very top, share the scope, which I see Gwyneth just did on Twitter. Awesome. Thank you so much, Gwyneth. And that just builds the community. And I see Fit Cheerleader just invited all of her followers. So that really helps to slowly build the Periscope community, and that helps to get more people involved, and that's kind of how you grow your Periscope following. And then tip number 3 is that when you are wondering, okay, how as a viewer do I start to find more like-minded people on Periscope to follow? When these comments are going by and people are joining, you can touch on a comment. Like Carla's comment just popped up. So if you tap on Carla's hey, it's going to ask if you want to see her profile. So if you tap on Carla's hey, you'll still be in my Periscope. You won't leave. You'll still hear me talking in the background. Carla's profile will pop up, and you'll have the option to follow Carla. And that's really the best way to find new people in Periscope. Like I said, it's harder to find new people because we're so used to Instagram and we're so used to Twitter where you just search that hashtag. I just search runner and click and follow all the runners. So really, as a viewer, the best things that you can do in Periscope to be active and to grow a community, number 1, if you like what the person is doing, click, click, click whenever they give good information to send hearts. It just gives the person feedback like, okay, I know people like when I do tip broadcasts. There's not clicks when I'm like randomly talking in my kitchen as much. They don't like that. So number 1, click for hearts. Tip number 2, on Android, swipe up. On iPhone, swipe right. Looks like I'm voguing. And you get the screen where below the name of my Periscope, it lets you share it with your followers or share it on Twitter. That's really the way we grow the Periscope community. So that's a great thing to do if you find a scope or a cast valuable. And then tip 3, which I think is awesome, the best way to find new followers when someone jumps in and they're saying things that you like or you agree with is just to tap their comments, tap their names as they go by. When you tap that person, so if I tap on Fit Cheerleader right now because she just popped up because she shared on Twitter, it's going to ask if I want to view her profile. So when you tap on her name, it should ask you if you want to view her profile. You click yes, you still stay in my Periscope, you don't have to leave, and then you are able to find more like-minded people who are watching the same types of scopes as you to follow. So that's really, really helpful. That's the way that I'm finding lots of the people that I want to follow since it's harder to search. All right, so there's my 3 tips for while you're viewing Periscope. Just real quick, 3 tips for why you're giving a Periscope. So my 3 tips as the person who is giving the Periscope. First, make sure that you ask for what you want. So just little reminders. So as you're starting the Periscope, ask the people, you know, hey guys, don't forget you can share this by swiping left or swiping up. I really appreciate it. And that's going to help grow your community. So ask for things you want. Ask for like the shares. Number 2, as a person who is giving a Periscope, Periscope is wonderful in that so many people can jump in and there's communication and you can talk back to people. Do not have random conversations for the entire 45 minutes or however long your Periscope is, or you're going to lose viewers. If I call this blogging tips and then I talk to Carla for 10 minutes about her awesome dog, Mr. Charming, and her daughter, the tornado, the rest of you are going to dive off. And I've seen that happen in Periscopes where I've dove off because someone's like best friend logs on and they're like, oh, hey girl, what did you do last night? What's going on? And suddenly I'm like, hey, I was here because they said they were going to talk about a new running tip. And now for 5 minutes, they've talked about the date that their friend went on. Like, okay. So make sure that you're, sticking to the topic. And then as far as, another tip for people who are doing their Periscopes is just to make sure that people can see you. So decent lighting, make sure it's not like pitch black, outside, somewhere sunny, ready to go. So if you're the one giving the Periscope, make sure you ask for what you want. At the very beginning, ask for, hey guys, can you share this? Can you tweet this out? Ask for, whatever it is that you want. Number 2, make sure that when you are, doing the Periscope, you're staying on topic. It's okay to say thanks for sharing or thanks for doing this or whatever, but, kind of stay on topic. And number 3, make sure you're trying to work with good lighting. There's actually a phone case called a Lumi I just ordered that has built-in lighting for video. In the phone case, you just tap it and the video lighting turns on for like Periscope and Instagram videos and such. I saw Carla say ideal length for Periscope. I've heard 2 different things. If it's a Periscope where you are just kind of goofing around, showing a like day in the life, whatever, I've heard, somewhere 5 to 10 minutes tops. Nothing more than 5 to 10 for just goofing around, day in the life, that type of thing. If it's an instructional Periscope where you're trying to teach something, I've heard 10 to 20 is best. So I think it just depends. I think people are willing to sit longer if they are learning something than if you're just like rambling. Last night I did a random rambling one on my goals, which will be shorter than this one. People are willing to stay when you're teaching something as opposed to when you're just rambling on. some great tips on there from other people about if you want to tie it into your blog, holding up a blog business card at the beginning of the end or in the end, holding up your blog name, even saying, you know, like, hey guys, I'm Abby from Back at Square Zero. So a ton of tips, again, for you all as the viewers that just jumped in. My top 3 tips were just tap, tap, tap the hearts when you like what's going on so someone knows it gives that positive feedback. Number 2, swipe up on Android, swipe right on iPhone. And that's going to allow you to tweet or to share videos that you like with your followers. That's how we really grow the Periscope community. And my favorite tip, which I recently discovered, is when someone comments, if you tap when their comment is going by on your screen, it's going to ask you if you want to open their profile. Go ahead and hit yes and open it. It will not take you out of the Periscope you're in, but then you can read their profile and see, okay, this person likes running, or this person likes fitness, or this person sounds cool, and follow them. And that's really how you're going to find the people to follow on Periscope, since it's pretty much impossible to search by hashtags and things. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all learned something new about Periscope. Again, I'm Abby from Back to Square Zero, and I hope you all are enjoying Periscope like I am. Bye.